Try.
Welcome back to the Brandon K Show. I am your host, as always, Brandon K, and this is a real show. I'm going to do it again. Hold on.
Okay.
End recording. I just hope it's recording, but it says recording.
Yeah,
So
I see recording, but now can you stop it or?
No, it's fine. I can edit it.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Welcome back to the Brandon K Show. I am your host, as always, Brandon K, and this is a real show. Today, I got a bunch of comics for sale. I'm here with my brother Alan. Yeah. Woo! Woo! Yeah! On the real show,
Hello.
the applause button.
Nice.
But I don't have an applause button here. Alan and I go to Comic-Con every year.
It's true. It's true. We've gone just about every year since 2003. It's changed a lot over the years.
Other comic book conventions too, and you're always in the crates. You're always in the boxes looking for new deals.
Yep, definitely. I love it.
I know one of your goals is like to collect the first appearances of a lot of your favorite characters.
Yeah, I mainly focus on X-Men and Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man first appearances also. Those are probably my two top favorite comic books. So I have a pretty big list of, first appearances in those two categories alone. So I'll usually be looking out for good deals and kind of keeping my eye out for what I can get in my collection.
Yeah, and you were on the show yesterday. We got to talk all about it.
Yes, definitely.
So, but today we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about what comics we actually have for sale. We're going to look at the tool that Alan uses to go through the comics and see what they're worth and inventory them. We'll get right into that after this word from our sponsor right here. And I would say Brandon K Show is brought to you by Giftiply. And Giftiply is eco-friendly flat pack wrapping paper, charity wrapping paper. That is 33% of the proceeds go to charity. And that was just like a funny little hamster on there. Whoops. But this is the site, and that goes to all these great causes. Alan, are you on the screen? Let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
Alan, you have bought Giftiply wrapping. Which of these did you get?
Yeah, so me and my wife Jessica, we are customers at Giftiply, and we the one with the lemons there, which I believe is Alex's lemonade stand. That's one that we purchased. We also purchased. There's one I have here from Give Kids the World, with kind of some futuristic stuff on it. So I don't know if that one's. Oh yeah, there at the top. That's another one that we
That's really
purchased. So yeah, it's great to get to support a great company and support all these great charities.
and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That's the one I got.
Nice.
Giftiply. If you use promo code BK Show at checkout, you can save 25%. And Giftiply is the gift wrap that gives back.
Nice.
So I like to support their cause. They were on the show, the charity chat, last week. Did you check that one out yet?
I watched a little bit of it. I haven't watched the whole thing just yet. I'm got some catching up to do, but
The charity chat. Go check out the charity chat for see what the Giftiply, how they got started, how the business is going. And we did some bad improv. I did my Giftiply rap. Go check that one out. But today we're with Alan.
I do want to say I'm a fan of the show, and I was watching your episode with your friend Luis, maybe Lewis, and you guys at the end you were drinking the drinks, and there was the pickle juice challenge, and the
I have those drinks still. You want to watch me drink them?
No, that's okay. Don't need to make you sick. Pickle juice and butter.
They were actually quite good.
Yeah, and I also didn't know you were sharing how I saw your video when you did the one chip challenge, but I did not know that it made you sick for several hours. So
I never edited it fully and posted it, but it was really a bad day for me.
Yeah, I didn't know all that. So that's crazy. I thought it was just like, oh, it's pretty spicy and you just moved on with your day, but no.
No, it was really bad. I went into a bad place. But I do want to maybe alongside talking about it today, I'll get the energy to edit it and post it. It was like an hour of me just being miserable.
Yikes. I do not like any of those kind of things.
I went to the 7-Eleven and I needed to like get the milk and I was dying. So
Yikes.
I underestimated that chip.
Crazy.
So let's see. We were talking about Alan obviously likes X-Men. You got Gambit on your shirt
From
there.
Gambit is one of my favorite X-Men, so that's another one. I do have the first appearance of Gambit, so that's one I've had for quite a while. But so he's one of my favorites, and I'm excited for the new X-Men '97 show coming out in March on Disney Plus. So that's going to be great.
That's like the old. We used to watch that X-Men show on Fox Kids.
Yeah,
Coming
definitely.
back to Disney Plus.
Yeah, I had all the classic characters, Colossus and Wolverine.
And they
Loved
made
it.
it look like the old, like they made it look like '90s animation.
Yeah, it's pretty close. They're it stays true to the original animation from what I've seen in the trailers, and I hope the stories. Have you watched the trailer?
No, not yet.
Okay, you maybe you'll share it with your audience at some point if that's allowed. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
use copyrighted material, but
let's have you in the show and we'll watch it on the show.
cool.
And give it our review. Let's see, when does it come out again?
Around March, I think end of March. March, no,
Okay,
it's less than a month.
Perfect. We can get you in the studio and do a review on that.
Cool.
So let's see. Alan and I buy comics in lots at the auction, and we go through them and we divvy them up, and our goal, we buy them cheap, obviously, and our goal is to make more money on them.
Mhm.
So we have a bunch of comics for sale.
Yeah, definitely.
And Alan's got a box over there. I got a couple boxes over here, and they're all for sale today. We also have a really good way, I mentioned already, to look through this stuff, which is the keycollectorcomics.com that Alan's turned me on to.
Yeah, this is a site that I like to use. It's very manageable. You can store your comics that you have in there in like an inventory. And I recommend you also, for people who are interested in what things are valued at, use eBay to kind of see what things actually sell for, because these kind of sites are more just like a possibility. And then another big thing depends on the grade of your comic. So, and this particular site, Key Collectors, it has what your comic is valued at, if it's a low grade, medium grade, or high grade. So obviously, high grades are going to be the ones that are sought after a little bit more, but it gives you the value if your comic is a little bit more medium or low grade also. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, we got basically we just saw at the auction, there was a bunch of stuff for sale. Bunch of comics. Here's ones that we went through and we divvied them up between us. These are Archie comics. These are random Archie comics. They might have some value to them. We haven't looked them up yet.
Yeah, we didn't look those up yet, so that's interesting. I don't know much about.
Are for sale if you're looking for any kind of Archie stuff. Those are for sale. We also have, and idea is that we haven't priced them out yet, so put out an offer, and we have so much just random stuff.
What was that one? Showed a little bit more center of the screen. You got Scare Tactics. Is that a Marvel?
It says DC in the corner.
DC Scare Tactics. Okay.
You got Star Trek.
Star Trek.
These are ones that I've actually seen.
Oh yeah, I have that one.
There's a whole story to be told about how all these '90s comics don't have a lot of value, right, Alan?
It's not. So I collect sports cards and comics, and sports cards were very highly produced in the '90s. And while some comics were also widely produced, there are some, like if you come across a First Gambit, or we were talking a little earlier about a First Jubilee, although that was more like late '80s. Some of those, if you get the right comic, even if there's a lot of them out there, they can still have quite a bit of value to them.
Right, especially like what do they call them? Key comics?
Key comics, yeah. So with the Key Collector, that's kind of their target. Is they originally only would show the Key comics, but now they have it so that every comic for most all series are listed, but you can also filter and just see the key ones so that when
We
you're
just
out
know
there.
what the key ones were. The key comics are the ones where an origin happens or
Mhm.
something special happens, a big change in a character. Those are like the keys that have more value than any just the normal issues.
Exactly. Yeah, deaths like Death of Superman. That one's pretty common out there. That was kind of the peak of the comic boom, which was when they killed Superman in like about 1991 or 92.
That's when I got into collecting comics with my brother,
Yeah,
and we, it started with, oh, Superman's dying, and then he was replaced by these four other guys, and then he was replaced by Cyborg, and who was that? The son of Krypton? Was that
Son
the
of
other
Krypton, or they also called him the Eradicator.
Eradicators in there? And then this was just
Do you
it was
remember the other two? Can you remember the other two of the four?
that was Steel and Superboy,
Man of Steel or Steel and Superboy. Yeah.
and then
Ah,
then this is a crossover with the Green
mhm.
Lantern comic.
Yeah.
So, Alan, would you look this up? How much this is
Sure.
worth?
I will. I do want to say
Like a
something you
random
brought up.
Lantern crossover from the early '90s. So I'd like to
Yeah.
see.
So I did want to say that something interesting is, for our backstory of when we got into comics. So Superman did happen around that same time, but me and you actually got into comic books because of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
we were kids in the '90s, and we
It
watched
was
Ren and
shortly
Stimpy.
after Superman.
I can't quite remember. We might have actually started collecting after, or right. It was like right at that time. So
We started after Funeral for a Friend for
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
but then like it was like when these started, even
yeah,
like before this one, it was like when the Steel one with with
yeah. The
the
four covers.
the shield on the cover. But
Yeah.
this was a great time in comic history. I look back on it fondly. No movie has ever done justice to this storyline in any way. They had
What's the number of that Green Lantern you
they
have?
had Doomsday, they had Steel, they had all kinds of stuff, but they never came close to how great those comics were.
What number is that Green Lantern?
46.
46.
Alan, I don't even think he got through Batman versus Superman, but that's the one that has Doomsday in it.
Yeah, I think I've tried a couple times, but I have not. It loses me.
So there they are. Steel. That was the one with Shaq. Shaq played Steel.
Uh-huh.
There's Superman came back in his black suit. Eradicator, Superboy, Supergirl, Green Lantern, back for good.
You said 46? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that particular comic in a low grade would be about $1. Mid grade, it would be about $2, and even at a high grade, it's about a $3 comic.
Okay, well, if you had 100 of those, you got $300.
And what was the cost of that comic back in the 90s? What does it say on there? I'm gonna guess about $1.25. I'm a nerd for the.
It looks like $2.
Oh wow, the price was $2 at that time. And this also tells you the date. So that comic was from 1993. So yeah, right
Actually,
in.
Alan, it's
Yeah.
interesting. That Green Lantern comic was 125.
Okay.
This one was $2.
Well, that might be a little thicker. That might be like a double
Yeah, it
issue
could be
kind of.
this one was like a special edition. This is a Superman. That was a Green Lantern. So I don't know. I looked at this one first, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what else
$1.25.
is interesting is then we went further into the 90s into this is the zero hour, right?
Yes, 0 hour. That was probably like 1995.
Then they were
And they.
trying to make the next big comic event for us all to go collect. How
Yeah.
much is this one worth?
Let's take a look. Is that Adventures of Superman? It looks like.
Adventures of Superman 39.
Adventures of Superman. Oh, actually, sorry. Gotta get my stuff together here.
Here's another one for sale. It's kind of like a special cover. Maybe we'll look that one up too.
I think I looked that one up. It's about $3 comic.
Yeah, well, if these are all $3, I mean, someone will pay for them.
Oh, is that Adventures that you held up shortly ago? That was Adventures of Superman number 0.
No, it was 39 and also 0.
Oh, yeah, 0 is about $2 to $3.
It says 39 on one side and 0 on the other side.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me see the back. Let me see the 39. You should. Oh, well, wait. So that's the 0?
Yeah, 39 and then
Oh,
0.
well, 39. So that's a numbering system. It was called the Triangle Era,
Yeah.
and each so there were four comic titles for Superman, and they all told the same story throughout the year. So they would number them from 1 to 52.
Hmm.
So it's part 39 of that particular year.
Oh, I thought those were the. Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Alan, and Alan invited me into a Triangle Group era Superman group on Facebook. You can go check that out. But that was I didn't even know what that meant. I thought that that was like Superman Adventures 39, and then this was like a zero special. Okay, I gotcha.
Mm-mm-mm.
So you got a price on that?
That one about $2 to $3.
Okay. So if we got these for a quarter each and we sold them for $1, we'd be happy.
Yeah.
Now the next major event, which seems like a lifetime since between
Mhm.
95 and 97, but
Right.
this
Right.
is when I started reading again the Superman comics. This was 97, May. I loved the electric suit,
Yeah,
and
those are cool.
I collected all these as a kid. I don't know. Alan might have been out of it at that time.
I was. Yeah, I didn't collect after about 1995. I didn't collect for quite a few years.
That's the one where he gets the powers or introduces the suit, I think.
Yeah.
But so if you want to look that one up, the
Um,
Superman
what was the Superman
123.
123? So that one, it does have a little more value than some of the other ones we saw. In the mid grade, it's about $2. On the high end, it's about a $6 comic.
I'm surprised. I would think those were worth more.
Yeah, I feel like those were fairly. They were still publishing a lot in the late '90s, so there's probably a lot of them out there. And maybe it didn't quite take off the way they wanted, so there's not a ton of demand for it, but
So that's
six
the 90s
bucks.
era Supermans, and I do have more of them scattered around. Um, we also have Nightfall comics. That was a major
Oh yeah,
Batman storyline. We
somewhere
have
in there is like the first appearance of Bane, which could have some value among comic collectors. He's a
we
pretty
have, the,
big.
we have at least one full series of those for sale. The
Oh yeah.
Nightfall. How much is the whole series worth on eBay? Can you look that up or
Well,
what?
let's see if we can find that easily.
And then as he's looking that up, that's the Superman, and then um, he Alan has a whole box of Doctor Strange comics for sale over there,
Yeah, but
which we
it's
got.
it's about 30. No, it's about half Doctor Strange and half Iron Man.
We got
So
in
yeah,
a
we can
recent.
start looking at those.
We got in a recent lot with all those Superman comics, and I
Yes.
know there was
So
Nightfall. I mean, I don't know. We got a lot of those like 10, 15 years ago, and I put them all together, and like the whole series was worth like $50 or less, $40.
yeah,
What
I
is
just saw someone who was asking 85 for the whole series, but that's asking. So when you're using eBay, you want to look at completed sales to see what kind of um, the going price, the market value is for. Okay, so I'm seeing. Okay, here we go. Nightfall set 1 through 19, complete run, pre-owned. It sold for about $48. So there's 20 comics. So yeah, $48 for 20 of
that
those.
all? Because then there was Night's End, and then
Yeah,
is that
that
cheaper?
uh, that one's probably going to be a little less cheap. Do you want me to look it up specifically or
Sure. And I'm gonna show now. Let's see. Are you guys, Alan? Are you seeing that my screen now?
no?
You're not seeing my screen.
Yeah,
Okay. This.
yeah, there you go.
Okay. So this is the site Alan is using. I don't think I pulled it up yet. You go in here. You got the search. You can search the series. Type
So
anything.
you can't in this site you wouldn't be able to search the complete set of Night Quest or Nightfall because they are several different comics, but um you could look up. I don't know if there's an easy way to look up a first appearance. There probably is, but you could punch in. um
So this is Plasm number 4. Warriors of Plasm number 4. I'm gonna look this one up.
yeah.
How much do you think this is worth, Alan?
Let's say about $2.
That's decent. They're looking. Yes, Plasm. Warriors of Plasm. No page not found.
Interesting. Hold on.
Plasm and Warriors of Plasm aren't coming up for search series.
Warriors.
Am I not using it
Type
right?
in, keep it vague. Put in just Warriors. I mean, I've got Amazon Warriors, Secret Warriors.
It's a random comic, so
Oh no, I found it. Type in Warriors of Plasm. It's Defiant 1993.
I have to type in all that
No, just type in Warriors of Plasm.
over here.
PLAS.
Over series, right?
Huh? Yeah, in series. Make sure you.
Why didn't it work? I typed that in already.
Well, give it another whirl.
What do you think?
Well, I
Do I
go
need to?
back to the homepage. Start fresh from the homepage. And then hits. I guess it could be the factor of not being logged in, but okay. So just type in Warriors and then hit search. Huh. So yeah, that could be a logging in issue because I can't see. It's a little too small on my screen to see what might be causing that issue.
Well, that went horribly wrong. How about this one?
Oh, but I can tell you what it was worth. Warriors of Plasm. What number?
That was number 4.
Number 4. Yeah, about a $2 to $3 comic.
So, what do you think if all these comics are $3? How do you get your value out of them? Who's going to pay for them?
Well, I guess we're here on this platform. We'll start our asking price is $3, and we'll see what offers we get. You just kind of have to put feelers out and see.
Going lower. I am open.
Huh?
I am open to going lower on them.
Yeah, it's or best offer kind of a situation.
Can you look this one up? This is Shy number 1.
Yeah, it's interesting because some of those actually are sought after. So I've come across some.
We got these happen to be in the lot. They didn't know if they were worth much.
Oh, you know what? You know what might be the issue on if you go back to the thing, you might not be selecting non-key issues. And so since it's not considered a key, you have to turn off the little toggle.
Okay, I think you got it. You got it.
Yes. You see Warriors of Plasm now? Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a helpful hint to the people who are going to try to figure this out.
Yeah, if you want to search everything, you have to select non-key. Now, what was that she issue number?
Of which one?
Of SHI, she?
1? I think it was
she. And can you hold the cover up again one more time? Can you go back to just your video screen so I can... Okay. And do you see a year on there anywhere?
Not on the front.
Okay. Because I'm seeing there was a series in...
Back says 95.
Okay, 95. That's helpful. We got 97.
Remember Wizard comic book? Or remember Wizard magazine?
Yeah, Wizard was great. I love Wizard.
Somehow in this lot we got Wizard magazines.
Yeah, those are for sale.
I used to definitely read this every week. It was probably Alan's copy, but we used to have Wizard, and they would have the awesome posters.
Mm-hmm.
Cards sometimes. I got Witchblade cards in here.
Nice.
They used to do that casting couch.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Which was the saying, if we get Marvel movies someday in the future or comic book movies someday in the future, who will play the characters?
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to go back into those. And I remember that. I remember specifically they would put Patrick Stewart as Professor X back then, and he ended up playing that.
That was a good choice.
But outside of that, it'd be interesting if there was like a Spider-Man one to see. That's cool. Green Lantern. Was that from the actual when the Green Lantern movie came out? That almost looks like Ryan Reynolds, but that's just no. That's just,
this is 97, bro.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, that's what Ryan Reynolds kind of looked like in his movie. But that's probably, I don't remember what the Green Lantern's name was.
This
Nice.
this is when George Clooney was all the rage as Batman.
Oh, so you wanted me to show a little bit of my the Iron Man ones that I've got here and Doctor
Yes,
Strange.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So let's start with
The tick.
Doctor Strange. So we've got a full box of Doctor Strange and Iron Man for sale. Probably ranging. We'll be selling these for about $2 to $5, depending on the issue itself. And I won't have specific prices on each of these right in the moment, but we've got a Doctor Strange #1 here. So this is from a 1990. Oh, where's my? There we go. 1999 series. Then we have the Doctor Strange Last Days of Magic, Sorcerer Supreme. That's a cool cover.
How much is that Doctor Strange one worth?
If I remember, about $2 to $3. Do you want me to look it up
I think
specifically
that's
right now?
answered all of our questions so far.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, this particular box with the Doctor Strange and the Iron Man, most all of these that I looked up were in that range. They're the most valuable or most the one we'll probably be charging the most for is this Iron Man right here. So this is a key comic. It's Iron Man #9 from about 1999 or 1998 or so, and I believe it's in good condition. It's valued up to about $15.
Was there a special something about that?
Yeah, if you want me to pull that up, and I had it pre-pulled up, but then I lost
Can you
it.
tell us what is special about it?
Yeah, it'll say on here. I don't.
All right, now
It's,
another thing I want to talk about with my brother here from the '90s. Remember Age of Apocalypse?
I do. I do. That was a great series.
That was when Professor X's son went back in time.
Yeah, his name is Legion.
Was it Professor X and he killed Magneto, right?
I think he killed Professor X.
Oh, he killed his own dad.
Yeah, he kills his own dad,
And
Professor
then
X.
yeah, and then Magneto was still around, and he was,
Yes.
and so everything had changed, and that was life
Yeah.
changing to me. But
It's kind of like as if, if Professor X never existed, then Magneto kind of led the way for forming the X-Men, and then it was the Age of Apocalypse because Apocalypse was involved somehow. It's been a while since I read that
it was
series,
a
but
much darker than the X-Men world. But here's the fun part, Alan. I got a casting call for Age
oh,
of Apocalypse
nice. You found
for
one.
Weapon X. It's so funny because it was so long ago. This is
Yeah.
'97, but they got Robert De Niro as a Weapon X.
He was like in his 30s or 40s at that time, so
Yeah, he's so old now.
yeah, no one even knew who Hugh Jackman was back in the 90s.
They got I don't know this character as much, or this guy as much, but that is some guy, Christopher Landers as Magneto. He's like a long-haired guy, and this one's fun. That is Courtney Cox as Rogue.
Okay, all right, yeah. She was
And
just popular at that time, so they're like, "Hey, she'll be great."
Brian Thompson as Apocalypse. He's like a big
Oh,
scary.
I was kind of thinking you were going to say Brian Austin Green. He was from 90210.
I thought that this was Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it is some guy.
Okay, real quick, I hate to interrupt your bit, but I'll go back to something we were referencing a second ago before this. You were asking about this Iron Man #9.
Yes.
So it's showing on the key collectors as a key valued at about $15. The reason is it's the first team appearance of a team called the Winter Guard,
Okay.
which is made up of Red Guardian, Vanguard, Cybercat, Dark Star, Vostok, and Phantasma. So those are some.
You never know; they might make it into the next round of Iron Man movies. So
Yeah, and this also has the Mandarin. If you remember the Mandarin from the movies, it's the return of or the revenge of the Mandarin here. So this is a Mandarin story. He's not in that team, but he is in this comic.
The Mandarin was teased in the Iron Man movies MCU, but when we finally met him, he was an actor who was pretending to be the Mandarin. But then later down in the MCU, we got to meet the Mandarin in the Shang-Chi movie. We met the real
Hmm.
Mandarin, which was his dad, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
that
you?
was Shang-Chi was a good one. Huh?
Yeah, I like Shang-Chi. It was like felt like going to another universe.
Yeah, I believe they have it scheduled to make it a second one. I think that's the
Really.
plan. If it's
You
not
remember
already
Seventh
done.
Heaven, Alan?
Who is it?
Do you remember Seventh Heaven?
Is the brother on Seventh Heaven?
Yep, we got Barry Watson as X-Man.
He didn't he do something else after Seventh Heaven or not?
I don't think so.
That's not the same guy that was on Lost. That was a different. That was Ian Somerhalder.
Now
But
this
yeah, no.
is that was Dermot Mulroney as Gambit,
Interesting.
and then we got Kurt Russell as Cyclops.
Of course, of course.
It
Kurt
was the
Russell, you got it. Huh?
because it was the 90s.
Yeah, he was.
Kurt
He
Russell.
probably. I forget what movie was his big '90s. I get that picture looks like straight out of one of his movies.
Yeah, that's
It was.
Escape from LA.
Yeah, that's the one. That was big.
And then Carol Lowell as Jean Grey. She's from Law and Order.
Hmm.
We want to get Ving Rhames as Bishop.
Okay, all right. Nice. Bishop as another. Bishop I liked because he came out right around the time I was reading, so I like Bishop was a fun character. He doesn't get a lot of coverage in the the movies and the.
Jimmy Smits as Mr. Sinister.
Ooh, okay, all right, I like that. Mr. Sinister's he plays a predominant part in the most recent X-Men comics. He's around and he's doing lots of crazy things.
Oh, they teased him in one of the X-Men movies. I don't know if they ever brought him in.
I don't know about that.
This is Stephen Baldwin as Havoc.
Oh, Havoc. That looks like a picture of Sabretooth. That's Havoc? Okay. Havoc, for the non-nerds out there, is Cyclops' brother. They're the
And
Summers
then who's
brothers.
that? That's Russell Crowe as Quicksilver.
Okay.
So that's just
As we
funny
know,
how
quick.
easy it is.
I think I've seen like bits on TikTok where they'll do this kind of thing. Like, what if,
I've seen
the
that.
X-Men universe was in the 90s and it's like,
I've
good.
seen memes. Let's see.
So what's the story about your stormtroopers back there? You didn't touch on those. What's
They're kind of decoration for now, but
okay.
I got them as a gift, and I would sell them for $200 each.
Nice. Is there any? Do you know anything about that particular stormtrooper? What kind of
Now I'm just trying
armor
to
it
get
is?
stuff. When in 2007, I went to the 7-Eleven. I bought like 20 boxes of Crustios. I said these are going to be big someday. But yeah, now they're like worth $20 online. But if anybody wants a box of Crustios,
Yeah, they're
remember,
probably still delicious. You could probably do a challenge. Not you, but someone could do
I
it
will
as a.
take you up on that Crustio challenge. It's
That's
funny because you see how it's all gross. It's like a worm and a nail. And
Did you ever eat those when they first came out? Did you give them a try? So you don't even know what they look like. They're probably just O's inside.
yeah, probably just
But there could be marshmallows or something in the cereal too.
yeah,
You have
and
no idea.
I'm a little out of sorts here, but I have I have a first issue of Bishop here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have mine fully available. But Bishop is fun. Here, while you're looking for that, I'll continue going through some of these that I've got for sale. So I've got I believe this is, I don't know which year. This is probably from about 2015 or so. This is Doctor Strange number 8 from that series. This jumps back to the 1999 series. This is called Doctor Strange: The Flight of Bones, number 1. That's for sale. In that series, if you particularly like that, The Flight of Bones, we've got issue number 2 as well. We've also got issue number 3 for The Flight of Bones. And I don't know if it's a 4-part series only, but we've got part number 4, Flight of Bones.
So we should put that online to sell. I think my goal is to have a shop someday where these are all just like taken kind of like for sale. Remember Generation?
Oh, I love Generation X.
I'm gonna look this one up right now.
Okay, could be rich.
Generation X number 2. I had the first one at some point, but I don't know where it
Oh,
went.
that's not number first. That's number one. That's only number two.
Yeah.
Interesting. That series also featured Jubilee.
Who's
Jubilee
this?
moved over to Generation X, and then
Are you seeing my screen right now?
I do. Yeah, yeah, I can see.
Oh, here it is. Oh, on the low side, it's only $1. Oh, wow.
Okay, what's
And
the high end on that one?
what's the high end of the first episode?
No, on number two though.
The first, that was $3 on the high.
Okay, yeah, yeah. And then what about number one?
Oh no,
Num-
Generation 1. Even the first episode is at the high is 3,
Ooh,
and the second one is low, mid, high 3.
yeah.
How is the first Generation X only worth $3? I guess they made so
I
many.
mean, everything comes down to demand, and if you can't get
'Cause this
someone to buy that, then
was all chrome.
it was chromed out. Very cool '90s concept that a lot of comics had chrome.
Nothing really came from it, I guess. Like there aren't any big characters out of it or anything.
Not 100% true because I don't know if they have a chrome version of it, but Amazing Spider-Man number 300, which is the first appearance of Venom, is very popular. He's a big character, and they had, because it was Spider-Man number 300. I think they had a couple different
Well, I'm
variants.
talking about something else. I was talking about the first episode of Generation X didn't have any characters.
Yeah, but you were saying like nothing from that era, like with the foil. I thought you were talking about with foil, like nothing from the
No.
foils.
I hear
Oh,
what
okay,
you're
okay.
saying. No, like nothing came out of that first episode or first issue of Generation X. Like there aren't any.
No, there was no first. Yeah, well, actually, there. Did you go back and look? Because there was some new characters, but they might have introduced them.
Yeah, it's here. No, it says right here. It says, "Are you seeing it yet or not?" Hold on.
No, try again.
It says, first appearance of Chamber, first
Yeah,
appearance of Emplade, Marius St. Croix, a psychic vampire, Penance, later revealed to be the real Monet St. Croix, Chromium wraparound cover.
right. So there were characters that were new to Generation X, but yes, you're correct that none of those specific four took off from that launch.
And then when Age of Apocalypse happened, then Generation X turned into Generation Next.
Next, yep.
So Alan, this one says, I don't know, does that say March 1 or is this the first generation?
It would have been, yeah, issue number one. So what they kind of did was they did like about a Age of Apocalypse lasted about 4 months, so there was usually about 4 issues of each, um, slide off series. So then, it would be Generation Next number one, number two, number three, and number four, and then it went back to being Generation X. So they would have started the numbering at number one. But if someone's looking to collect all of the Generation X, then that's a pivotal part of that series, and you gotta.
Comic books for sale. And did I mention Brandon K videos every day in March? So that's why you get great episodes like this with comic books for sale. You get to see how I'm trying to sell things, trying to create a business, the Brandon Earth business, and Alan's involved. He's trying to buy and sell comics. Alan and I, we are going to get together on March 9th, or is it 10th?
Or did we already get together on March 9th?
No, it's March 10th. It's in the future.
Okay, got it.
And is it the 9th or the 10th?
The 10th. If the 10th is the 10th, because the 9th you're going to host a swap meet.
Yeah.
And then on the 10th it will be at so it's a sports cards sale, like kind of like a farmer's market, booths, tables kind of situation. But we're going to have a table of cards and we're going to have a table of comic books. And I think a table of collectibles is kind of what the third table will be. So yeah, we're going
to. As those collectibles, we do have original in their box in N64 games. This is in good condition. It's slightly dented, but as far as having a game from the 90s in the original box, you got Mario Party, Breath of Fire.
Is that for Super Nintendo, that Breath of Fire? Yeah, those are Super Nintendo games.
A couple Super Nintendo. So there's some game geeks out there that would really want these. These are from my cousin Mark. Mark gave these to me to sell for him.
Yeah, retro video games have really gotten popular. Oh, Tiny Toons, Buster Bust Loose, Star Trek next. Oh, that'd be an interesting one to play. Like, see what kind of game that is. Star Trek.
So those I got collectibles. Obviously, I have Star Wars collectibles. This Yoda baby Grogu over here may show up.
Nice.
Um, yeah. So I think I've heard of this site called Shopify. I want to like get everything together and make it real easy for people to buy. I have some of this stuff on OfferUp, but OfferUp's not a great way to sell stuff. So
You could
my
share your handle or something, and people could find you on OfferUp. What's your handle?
handle on OfferUp is Brandon Earth.
Brandon Earth. Yeah.
Hoping to get on eBay as Brandon Earth and maybe Shopify as Brandon Earth.
Nice. Yeah, the OfferUp's tricky because we don't ship nationwide, so it's usually reduced to just the local pickups and things like that. But because shipping can be expensive, but
Definitely, we're still trying to figure out how to best sell, but you know, might as well share on YouTube this today.
Very nice.
How long is it? How long have we gone for now?
We're at about 41. It looks like.
All right. Well, did you hit all the comics you were gonna sell?
No, not even close. I got
Oh,
tons.
show us more. Show us more.
Yeah. So this is of this box. I've just got. So now I've got Doctor Strange #2 here. This is from
These Doctor
2015.
Strange, like I like the art on those so much. Like I want to keep those. Those are so Doctor Strange art.
This is Doctor Strange #3.
Yeah, those are so awesome.
It's hard to get the squaring up here on my camera. I guess this is #4. Is that oh no, there's. Oh, that might be Scarlet Witch. Yeah, they're having a drink together there.
They were together in the movie Doctor Strange in the Marvel Mad Universe or whatever.
We've got Doctor Strange, I believe, issue #5.
Marvel Madness. What was that movie called?
Multiverse of Madness.
Madness. It looked like that.
This is a little hard to see here, but we've got Doctor Strange #6, and yeah, this is a cool. It's interesting. Oh, it says the last days of magic start now. It's if you look closely, there's glare. It's him, and his house is kind of like his head is like this house.
They're always strange. Those
wild
Doctor Strange comics.
Yeah, this one's pretty goth kind of. We got a Doctor Strange. He's like somebody's eating something.
Kind of looks like that character from Thor: Love and Thunder, the butcher.
A little bit, yeah. We got Doctor Strange #10. Doctor Strange #11. A lot of these we have complete runs of the story. So if you are somebody who likes a specific Doctor Strange or Iron Man series, we have, from issue 1 through, a lot of these, they, have smaller runs, maybe like 2 years. So it'll have like 24 issues. That was #13. This is a double, so we have 2 #13s. This is not a variant cover, but we have a #14. It almost looked like Harley Quinn at first, but this is Marvel's.
He wasn't the biggest fan of Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, they zombify. It was like zombie themed kind of, and I didn't really get the vibe.
It was what's his name? Raimi. What's his first name?
Sam Raimi. Yeah, and he did the Spider-Mans, and those had nothing to do with zombies, but they also included who was the director from Evil Dead who was kind of involved.
Sam Raimi.
So he did Evil Dead, but he also did the Spider-Man movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but Spider-Man wasn't zombies, but
then at certain parts, like there was like practical effects and they looked very like zombie and like very fake at times, maybe.
So now you might have some information that I forget, but this has the return of Dormammu. Can you think of who Dormammu is?
He was in the first Doctor Strange movie. He was the bad guy.
Yeah, so that's his return. Then
which
we've
was a
got
great movie. Doctor Strange 1 was amazing.
number 17.
Doctor Strange 2 was, I mean, I really liked it. I
Was
mean, there
two
was
was the universe or was
Multiverse of
it must be
Madness.
parts of it were enjoyable. They set it up as it's going to be a lot about the multiverse, and it didn't have that pizzazz of the multiverse that I would have wanted. This is number 19 of this run. This is a pretty cool, very psychedelic cover. Number 20.
You see the new Flash movie, Alan? The one that came out like 6 months ago or a year
No,
ago?
I didn't even know that came out.
It was awesome.
Got
They
Doctor
did some
Strange
multiverse stuff
21.
too in there too. It was awesome.
What was it?
Well, the Flash, he can like go back in time and like he can like travel dimensions as well.
Huh.
So when he was like going super fast, you got to see like other universes.
Hmm. Oh yeah, this was the one I do remember. Like, it was the one with the controversial guy Ezra Miller,
Yeah.
and so there was a lot of controversy. But yeah, I read Flash in the '90s, but I I
I
just
recommend that movie. That movie it brought back Michael Keaton as Batman. It was a good
oh
movie.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of content out there. It's hard to keep up with it all.
I
Um,
feel like you don't. I feel like you don't keep up on the DC
I
movie.
don't. I kind of pick my battles. This is number 23. We're pretty sure we haven't looked into this. What's inside the comic? We think this might be Kingpin here.
Oh, it's got to be.
That's pretty cool. Um,
Did you see what was it? The Joker with
no, I haven't seen Joker. It's interesting. So I didn't see the Joker with
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, but I did see the Batman
Okay,
with
yeah,
with
I saw that one
Robert
before.
Pattinson.
Yeah.
This is number 24, which also I think we have another Kingpin story. This kind of goes with that 23. And we've got a what they usually call these milestone
Hmm.
issues because it's issue number 25.
Hmm.
Doctor Strange number 25 of
Are you
this.
saying that every time a comic hits 25, that's a milestone?
It's usually like 25, 50, and 75 and 100. Any of those markers are usually a lot of times they'll have milestone. Now if it's like issue 325 or something, they may not make a big
Sure.
deal about it, but because I mean, so comics generally they come out once a month. So if you get to 25, that means your comic was around for 2 years. So it's an accomplishment, I think.
Yeah.
26. Oh, and then something interesting, at least for me, I'm a nerd for this kind of thing. But so Marvel re starts their series is so this was, issue number um it was supposed to be issue number 27, but what they also do is they keep a calculation of like since the Doctor Strange was around in the 60s and they call that the legacy number. So
Hmm.
this is a Marvel Legacy issue number 381. So now they've gone back in this particular run to numbering it based on, and the reason, speaking of milestones, that they do this a lot is because now when they come up to issue 400 of the series, they want to make a big splash about it and say, oh, it's issue number 400. So this is 381.
Hmm.
Then you have issue 382.
Are you saying they acted like it wasn't? They went back and then they went back to their original number?
Well, what they do is they keep track of it and they call it the legacy number. So they know okay, so there was issue, 300, and then we restarted the numbering, but they know, and they only recently started putting the legacy number on the covers recently, but the company will know, okay, this was issue. It says 30, it says number one, but it's actually 301. So then they can just jump in randomly and start calling it 384 again. And then someone who's collecting all the Doctor Stranges, they know they have every single one. So
So why did they change? Do you even know why they changed that to Doctor?
well, like, why do they start over?
Yeah, like just like did something happen where they went back in time or something? Or
No, there was kind of a weird time in the Marvel universe where Marvel or whoever is in charge decided that, when a kid goes into a comic book store and they see issue 360, that's overwhelming. And they're like, how do I get into this? Like, I don't know what to do. So they figured, oh, well, if we just call this issue number one and we kind of do like a soft reboot or relaunch and call it issue one, then the kid or, even a teenager or whoever they kind of did this in the 90s too, like with X-Men #1, which was the second volume of X-Men. So then people could jump in on issue #1,
Did they
and
go back
then,
to their legacy number after they went back to 1, and they returned to their legacy number?
well, not for X-Men, because X-Men, that was actually volume #2. So if it's a different volume, then they won't do that. So they, at that point, they had Uncanny X-Men as one title, and then X-Men Volume 2 was a side split. So
It's
they
hard to keep
never.
track of all these comics, like
It's crazy. It's
come up
very.
with all these different systems, and yeah.
Yeah, when they, so that's the thing, is they're trying to kind of make it less complicated, but then by doing that, it actually kind of makes it more complicated. So it's
So let's see.
difficult.
I'm assuming that Superman got to 1,000. I think I remember seeing it, right?
Yes. Well, so that you might be thinking of Action Comics. So
Oh,
Superman in Action Comics got to 1,000. I don't know if Superman ever reached 1,000, because Superman, um, as a title, started way later than Action Comics.
now do I type in 1,000, and do I type in search by issue?
You
Okay.
you can, yeah. Once you're in the thing, you can type in 1,000 and see if something. So there's Action Comics 1,000.
2018 they hit 1,000,
Yeah,
and there it is.
and DC did kind of, DC besides Zero. Well, Zero Hour was kind of one of the first attempts back in the 90s, but then DC did the next big reboot, which was when they did the New 52. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did New 52, and they restarted all of their series back at #1. But then when 2018 rolled around, they wanted to get to Action Comics #1000. So they somehow figured out how to get back to their regular numbering.
I guess Superman's only like in the 400s.
Yeah. Yeah, because what this
Oh
site
no,
should.
more. This is 2006 was 2006 was 650.
Well, now, is that Adventures of Superman or Superman? There are two different titles.
Superman 650,
Superman.
650.
Superman. Okay.
See, 700, 2010, 800. Oh, and then they stopped.
Yeah. Well,
Or
that might be recent. Like, it might not have, it might be, what's the most recent one, I wonder.
714 was in 2011, and then they stopped.
So they might have just not had that. They sometimes they'll scale back the titles, and they might have focused on just having like Action Comics and Superman or something, or
What's
Action.
Superman though? They didn't keep the regular Superman comic.
Well, there's four. So there's Adventures of Superman, there's Action Comics, Man of Steel, and Superman. So it's a lot.
It's a cash grab.
So so the other nerdy thing is talking about resets. Oh, the other comic that I'm confident reached 1,000 was Detective Comics. So Detective Comics, which is now Batman, got to 1,000, and they had a big issue shortly after the Action Comics #1000. Outside of that, I don't know if there's any other comics that have reached 1,000 before.
This Adventures of Superman might get up there. Let's see. 600. Oh, stopped at like 700 too.
Which one?
Adventures of Superman also ended at 649 in 2006, so they cut back that one too.
Yeah, and that could have tied in with the New 52 in some way. I don't follow DC as much. Maybe you have some viewers out there who know a little bit about DC numbering and what happened in those 2000 eras.
Do you ever watch like podcasts like this where they talk about comics and geek out on comics?
I've seen some where they'll talk about like what comics are worth. I've watched some of those. I haven't seen and I've seen people talk a lot about the MCU. I don't know of too many people who will really break down comics to to what's going on inside the comics, what's going on in the world of comic books. That I feel like that, there's obviously probably some podcasts out there, but I haven't really discovered any that are super intriguing.
Yeah, I got a couple people on TikTok I follow who are good with this stuff.
Nice. Yeah, just you can throw out their names or send them my way.
I set them on our comic chat, so but I could say them. I don't have them up here, but they're on my comic chat. So, anyways, yeah, you got some more for sale over there?
So yeah, what I'll kind of, I know we're getting close to our time here. So what I'll say is that so right here we were kind of talking about the legacy. So right here I've got 385, and then we have the entire run from 385. I don't necessarily have to break down each and every, but we have basically issue 385 through 400. And so then now, because of the legacy number, like I said, what they did is they were able to hit this Doctor Strange number 400. And, it's not really a double issue or anything crazy, but it's kind of a cool cover. And they have the big 400 milestone
The issue
marker.
before that, let me see the issue before that.
Yeah. So the one before it, there actually, it was issue, but if you look very closely right here, see LGY Legacy 399.
Okay, now after 400, did they go to 11 or did they go to 401?
They went to 11.
Okay, so they're doing like
And then they've got the legacy number at the bottom, their track. So this actual printed on the comic, where's my finger? Legacy number didn't start until about this era. Let me look up when these came out and when they started. I think I actually really like the legacy number thing. It's helpful for collectors because
yeah. As far as like, if anybody's interested, just hit me up because like I got so much different fun stuff, nightmares, Legion, like so much stuff. Like just tell me if you're interested, and like I'll take pictures of them for you and stuff. Bloodline.
And I'll show one more selection I have. I have a kind of a moderate stack of other publishers. So we've got Valiant, which I don't know if there's any Valiant fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Bloodshot. Now we're just kind of throwing it all at the screen here.
I got a lot of Robin 2.
Oh, Robin 2. This is a cool. I don't know if this. I could, maybe you can look it up. This is called Deathmate.
Deathmate.
It's called Deathmate. Issue. I think it's 1. Oh no, it's the prologue. Deathmate, but it's a Valiant comic. Oh, it says Valiant and Image, so it's like kind of a combination. So, what do you see there?
Oh, what are you? Are you seeing this? Oh, I'm looking up Robin 2 episode 1 is on. It's 1 to 3. And then what was you wanted me to look up? Deathmate.
Okay. Deathmate, yeah, it's probably from the 90s.
You see all these?
It's a little small for me, but
it says we got Deathmate Black, Blue, Yellow, Red, Preview, Prologue, Tour Book.
Prologue. Click on Prologue. Yeah, that's the one. What's that?
1 to 3.
Ooh.
So, as well as this is comic books for sale. We might sell a bunch of these in bulk as well, like at $20 for like 30 comics or something.
Yeah, someone makes the right offer. They kind of want to, bulk up their collection or maybe their sales and offers us, a deal on a big chunk of stuff. Then let Brandon know. And
for the 1 to 3 ones, like probably just put them in a box and just say, hey, these are like 40 for sale for $20 or something on offer or wherever.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to go, and it's fun. It's fun times.
I mean, like the thing about it is like these have value, and they might, so we're not just trying to get rid of them, but like they're just more valuable to certain people than to us.
Yeah, for me, I collect my certain comics. I collect, so these ones that we might purchase through an auction, then we have these up for sale because you can't keep 10,000 comics. I mean, not that I have anywhere close to that, but you can't keep everything. So lots of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of good comic chat today. Thank you for joining me, Alan.
Yeah, man.
You were one of my dream guests. I didn't know that you'd come on the show, but you offered. You're like, hey, I want to come on the show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I have lots to say about comics. Obviously, I could talk for several hours about this stuff. So anytime.
Alan and I get together and just go through comics on FaceTime as well. So we go out and price these out. So I had seen all these Doctor Strange comics before. We had gone through once already. So
Definitely.
that's fun to do too. But yeah, so Brandon K videos every day in March. Going to be doing a lot of great stuff. There's going to be more Alan. He's going to be on the entertainment roundup talking about. We're going to talk about that X-Men 97.
Oh
We
yeah, the
we
new
can talk
series.
we can talk Deadpool trailer. We can talk all kinds of stuff in a couple weeks on the entertainment roundup. So keep track of that. And this week also maybe doing conscious reprogramming with my friend Nick. Going to be talking communication with my friend Brooke. We're going to be doing so much good stuff. Lots of fun stuff on the Brandon K Show every day in March. If you got it this far, you got to subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.